Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alfany. We have a lot of news to get through today. I hope you all are doing well. This article here is from cryptoglobe.com and it's titled XRP price could surge over 800% by year end. We continue to hear predictions like this from analysts and experts alike. I think we all know that's possible, you know. Let me read the article. All right. It says a popular cryptocurrency analyst has recently predicted that the price of XRP, the native token of XRP Ledger, could soon see a significant surge that should start in the near future. His projects or projections, I guess they wanted to say. I think that's what they meant. His projections show the cryptocurrency could trade at $3.82 by the end of the year, a near 880% rise. Now, keep in mind also, if XRP goes up, then typically XLM goes up. Where does XLM go if XRP is at $3.82? But let's continue on here. It says the pseudonymous cryptocurrency analyst Dark Defender made his prediction on the microblogging platform Twitter, where they shared that there's seemingly a current lull in XRP activity, which to him suggests it could be a precursor to an impending breakout. All right, so now I love to hear things like that. We'll see how things play out. All it takes is the ending of the case, really. That is the biggest catalyst for the first pop, right? And then we'll see where things go from there. And sky's the limit. So this article here is from newsbtc.com. And it's titled, Ripple CTO reveals facts about present XRP burn debate. We've been hearing a lot about this lately. So let's read this little tidbit. It says, the Chief Technology Officer, CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz, has provided valuable information about the ongoing debate surrounding the burning of XRP tokens. The debate about burning XRP tokens has been hot within the XRP community, and Schwartz's insight shed light on the XRPL's governance structure and the decentralized nature of the network. The discussion primarily revolved around the authority and decision-making process concerning the XRP held in escrow and the role of validators on the XRP ledger. Burn debate insight from Schwartz. Schwartz highlighted the importance of understanding the fundamental principles and mechanisms behind the XRPL. He explained that the XRPL operates on a consensus protocol where validators distributed across the network play a crucial role in maintaining the ledger's integrity. And validators are responsible for verifying transactions and reaching a consensus on the XRPL. Regarding the burning of XRP tokens, Schwartz emphasized that the XRPL's design does not include a built-in mechanism for burning. The CTO also stated that changes to the XRPL's code are governed by a decentralized process, ensuring that all participants have a voice in determining the network's future. So, altering the XRPL's code to incorporate such a feature would require extensive consensus and agreement from the majority of validators, around 80%. All right, so I think that brings a lot of clarity to that debate. And I think we heard someone, I don't know if it was an ex-Ripple employee or someone was speaking on this that really put that out there. And David Schwartz wastes no time in clearing everything up. All right, so now let's move on to another article here. So this article here is from the cryptobasic.com and it's titled, SEC versus Ripple. Deaton slams SEC's claim that XRP represents a common enterprise. Attorney John, okay, they didn't put in Deaton, it says Attorney John. They meant John Deaton, a prominent lawyer advocating for favorable crypto regulations, has slammed the United States Securities and Exchange Commission's shifting stance on its common enterprise argument in the SEC versus Ripple case. You know what? It's very interesting because I have observed also, it seems like they're just making things up as they go along. For example, it makes absolutely no sense that they're trying to use legacy system standards for crypto when every expert has said that crypto needs new regulations, that it's beyond what these other, things that have been regulated are. Even Gensler himself said that most cryptos were currencies. This is when he was a professor, of course. I question a lot of things that go on with Gensler, and if you follow the money, it'll tell you a lot. But anyway, none of what they do makes any sense whatsoever. It says here, for context, the common enterprise is one of the prongs of the Howey test. Yeah, they're trying to like force a square into a circle. This is what the SEC is attempting to do, in my humble opinion. So, which aids the SEC in determining whether a transaction constitutes a security. Yeah, they've lost already, in my humble opinion. They're trying to cheat. We'll continue to fight. We'll continue to, to bring in victories. We'll continue to move forward towards a win. In a Twitter thread yesterday, Attorney Deaton, founder of Crypto Law, described the SEC's contradictory position on the common enterprise argument as the schizophrenic defense, unquote, quote unquote. According to Deaton, the Securities and Exchange Commission first argued that Ripple was a common enterprise. Okay. However, the securities watchdog was forced to abandon this position after Ripple successfully argued that XRP holders received zero interest in the company by merely holding the coin. This should be very injurious. This should cause major injury to the SEC in court. It says, consequently, the SEC shifted its theory by arguing that the entire XRP ecosystem, wow, is a common enterprise. My goodness, I see where they're trying to go with this. They are just low down and dirty. Deaton noted that the XRP ecosystem includes all XRP holders, all exchanges worldwide, wow, that have listed the coin, and all vendors that accept XRP as a payment. They are out of control. Holy smokes. And it couldn't come at a worse time, not just for XRP holders. I'm talking about for the United States. They're really causing irreparable harm to the people on the ground that were living off of crypto. They were making great money. To companies that wanted to build on crypto and integrate with crypto, crypto and blockchains and DLTs. They wanted to integrate with that technology to thrive. So those companies are hurting right now. To outright blockchain companies that have left or are planning to leave the United States, that's a lot of jobs going to be leaving. And also all the brilliant minds that the United States could have benefited from that are now working for blockchain companies that will be leaving the United States. It says the SEC also tried to provide evidence for this argument by hiring an expert witness who testified that all XRP holders rely on Ripple's efforts to make gains. Really? Interestingly, the judge excluded the expert's opinion based on the contributions of XRP holders, as seen in the 3,000 affidavits submitted by Ripple in an amicus curiae brief filed by Deaton on behalf of XRP holders. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. Once again, that's from the cryptobasic.com. So now let's go here to another article. All right, we have a lot of articles to get through today. I hope every single one of you is doing fantastic today. I know you're conquering. I know you're doing well. So now, this article is from U.Today and it's titled XRP Holders Lawyer Exposes Broken SEC. It's a little bit more from John Deaton. He's been active today. It says, in a recent critique of the SEC, John Deaton, a prominent pro-crypto lawyer and legal representative of XRP holders, voiced his concerns about the agency's functionality and integrity. Deaton took to Twitter, stating that he believes the commission as an institution is indefensible and a broken agency that no longer upholds its core mission. I would agree to that 100%. Deaton's criticisms stems from what he perceives as the SEC's mishandling of the cryptocurrency market. Yeah, they're just destroying it. At least they're trying to. Despite the history, and wait until they go after everything else. Holy smokes. I hope all those companies are ready. Despite the history and evolution of the cryptocurrency market, Deaton lamented the SEC's reliance on cases from decades ago in his briefs, suggesting that this approach fails to provide adequate guidance and clarity to the market. In his tirade, wow, that's powerful. Deaton also referred to significant events that should have influenced the SEC's perspective on digital assets. In 2018, the agency made the speech of William Hinman public, which outlined the SEC's stance on cryptocurrencies. In 2019, the regulator issued a framework for investment contracts, stating that a virtual currency used for payments and as fiat substitute was unlikely to be classified as a security under the Howey test. Boom, boom. Dean further emphasized that XRP had already been recognized as a virtual currency by multiple governmental bodies. This recognition, coupled with statements made by former SEC Chairman Clayton, who agreed with Hinman's point of view, raises doubts about the regulator's recent actions regarding XRP, points out Deaton. Okay, we're going to leave that right there. Once again, that's on u.today. So now let's move on here. It says at Goracle Network, the decentralized blockchain Oracle solution on Algorand can now import data from nearly any blockchain. Algorand just continues to get strong. They're doing a great job over there. They have a powerful team. And it's things like this. They continue to grow, expand, advance themselves, and make themselves a delicious offering to banks and governments and businesses and whoever wants to build on them. And yes, I believe the future is extremely bright. It says this feature enables developers to build cross-chain apps that interact with multiple blockchains. So interoperability is increasing, right? So that's one good thing there. And let's go to another little bit of Algorand news here. So this tweet here is from Algorand, and it says, as Silvio Macaulay received his degree surrounded by many of Italy's most renowned academics, and in the presence of Bruno Fortazzi, Director General of Italy's Cybersecurity Agency. There's more. It says, and Giuseppe Busia, President of Italy's Anti-Corruption Authority. I mean, we're already doing a great job in Italy, but this will only spread. Others are going to look at Italy and say, wait a minute, what is this company Algorand they're working with? What is this blockchain? And they're going to be interested. I'm sure it's already happened. And they're going to want to try Algorand. They're going to reach out. They're going to get a test run, play in digital sandbox. And I believe that things like this, it shows you the prestige that Algorand and also Silvio Macaulay have. The respect that they have. That goes a long way when it comes to closing deals. That goes a long way when it comes to making money. You want to make money with people that are respectable, right? You don't want to make money with people that are shady or grimy, because then you don't know, you can't trust the technology, you can't trust the flow of capital. But here, you're seeing what a blockchain company should be, how they should represent themselves. And everybody that is at the head of Algorand that steps out there, they have to do meetings, they carry themselves with a certain respect, their chin is up, they have a lot of confidence, they speak with confidence, they're very, very eloquent, they're very knowledgeable, and that's what brings in deals, right? When there's regulatory clarity, I expect Algorand to go absolutely insane, 100%. So keep on doing a good job, Algorand. So now, a little bit more Algorand related news. Anytime I see gaming and blockchain information, I think Algorand. This article here is from Cointelegraph.com and it's titled, How Blockchain is Revolutionizing the Gaming Industry. And it says, what is GameFi? GameFi employs blockchain technology to create decentralized gaming marketplaces, offering players different economic incentives and financial opportunities through play-to-earn blockchain games. Players can earn cryptocurrency by playing games or participating in various activities within the gaming world. Now, that's going to be major. Lots of people want to earn capital. They're pulling capital from multitude of sources, multiple sources. And to be able to play a game and earn even a little bit of crypto, I'm pretty sure people are going to jump at that opportunity. And we'll take our time to see how that's optimized, It says, in contrast, the traditional gaming industry is mainly retained by corporations offering limited earning potential until now. Also, keep in mind, we're going to take a lot of traditional gaming capital as well. I expect this is going to take some years. This is not going to happen overnight. I know people wanted to, but I just don't see it like that. But there should theoretically be a good amount of traditional gaming capital flowing through Web3 sometime in the future. It says GameFi is the new frontier of gaming innovation that has rapidly impacted the traditional gaming industry since the rise of Axie Infinity. Okay, we're going to leave that right there. Algorand, as we know, is the dominant force right now when it comes to blockchain gaming. And I think that recently they posted their Algorand gaming newsletter. They have like a newsletter, or it's a blog post They tweet it out like every week or two, something like that. And you can go check that out. And they give you all the updates on all the projects that they're developing currently. So now let's go here to a little bit of Stellar news. This is from stellar.org, okay? And this is about the Consensus 2023 recap. There were some interesting pieces here. Now, if you scroll down to day 2, let's read this little bit here on day 2. It says SDF CEO Denell Dixon joined Sandra Rowe, CEO GBBC. Look at the powerful people that Stellar is constantly around. This brings about the potentiality for a myriad of powerful partnerships and announcements in the future. That's personally how I feel. You don't have to agree with me. But okay, let's continue on. It says, and Melanie Hannick, Chief Digital Officer, ALSAC, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. That's another thing. Stellar is ingraining itself in a lot of corridors around the world, but also, more importantly, with a lot of very important institutions. But let's continue right here. It says, on stage to discuss how blockchain and Web3 can change the landscape of humanitarian aid. And here's a quote from Denell Dixon. It says, might the cash system of aid delivery, which presents challenges ranging from safety concerns for those collecting cash from the in-person sites to the fraud in the system itself, be enhanced by the use of blockchain? It turns out that the answer is yes. Blockchain can help solve these and other challenges. I like the multi-pronged approach that Stellar is taking, where they're bringing in banks, they're bringing in businesses, but they also have these humanitarian initiatives like with the UN, here St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I'm pretty sure is probably going to dabble. If they're not using Stellar now, by hearing what Denell Dixon had to say, this brings about the possibility of that becoming something if it's nothing right now. They're making a very good push. It says Denell emphasized that using blockchain shouldn't be forced. Rather, and here, let me pause there. That's another thing. I've been reading over the last week so many people who are building and using Stellar or interested in Stellar, praising how easy it is to build something on Stellar or issue an asset on Stellar. These are very powerful individuals. So I don't think they have to worry about people perceiving the blockchain as being forced with the ease of taking control of your projects. And, there's no one in control of what you're doing on Stellar. And that's one of the things that makes it very delicious to a lot of these big companies. So I don't think that it being forced is ever going to come into play. Says she also spoke to the versatility of Stellar Disbursement Platform, the technology powering Stellar Aid Assist, and how its use cases can be expanded beyond just delivery for other critical financial services, such as payroll. Boom. Denell is dropping bomb. Boom. Payroll. Remember I was talking about payroll in correlation with Ripple because they were actually trying it. Algorand, and they actually tried it as well in Latin America, if you remember that, right? And I believe, were they doing payroll? They were attempting to set up payroll infrastructure via Coinbanks. Was it Coinbanks? But now Stellar's talking about payroll. This is just the beginning. We're going to hear more about this. That's what we want. And then remember, in the Ukraine, Stellar is running all of their digital infrastructures. At least that's what they said. We have to get an update. That's what they said. Then things can change. But imagine payroll consistently rolling over Stellar. People getting tons of money, tons of capital consistently in Stellar-based wallets. That's very interesting. And on top of it, I'll say this. A lot of people don't trust the US dollar around the world, right? And so then a lot of people won't use USDC, correct? So there's a possibility they may send a lot of capital through XLM. I mean, hey, is it definitely possible, right? All right, so then we scroll down a little bit here, and I just want to read this little quote here from Tory Samples. It says, quote, the beauty of Stellar Network is that once you're plugged in, it can work almost anywhere. That's powerful. All we need are these governments and regulators to get out of our way, roll out regulations around the world, and let's see what Stellar can do. Let the capital from those and the tokenization of everything and the liquidity kick in, instant liquidity, let all that flow. Humanitarian aid, let that flow. Then the use of smart contracts also. That's all we need. And I think you're going to see fireworks, just my humble opinion, But it says it can work almost anywhere, almost anywhere. In places like Argentina, where people need to protect their value of their money against daily devaluation. In places like Rwanda, where I've lived, where families are splintered by a history of genocide and regional conflict and need to support each other across borders. In places like Poland, where a large population is still on the move and needs to bring their money with them wherever they go. This is a great point here. Great point here. Very powerful stuff here. I can't wait. Well, let me also just slide this in there. Remember that when XRP goes up, XLM goes up, typically, historically speaking, as well. I want to keep saying that. I like to keep that in mind because we're dealing with multiples of rises if everything goes according to plan, right? Okay, so now let's move on here. So now, this news is from competitionpolicyinternational.com, and it's titled, EU states, European Union states, approve world's first comprehensive crypto rules. This could be major as MiCA is rolling out in 2024. That means that these blockchains will have an opportunity to play in Europe. I don't know why they wouldn't. You can't guarantee anything. But this opens up a major lane. But then also that would mean if they haven't brought in the partnerships that they want, if companies were sitting on the sidelines until regulations, that means that they're going to have to take probably the entirety of 2024 is what I'm saying, to actuate on things, to really put them in play, to shear things up, get contracts signed. Sometimes you just have a memorandum of understanding. Sometimes it's just a verbal contract. Like there's a lot of things that go on in business. You'd be surprised. Well, probably not. A lot of you are business people, big money people. But Europe is in play. Let me read this little tidbit here. It says, European Union finance ministers met in Brussels Tuesday to approve the regulations which were accepted by the European Parliament in April. Reuters reported, noting that regulating the industry has gained new urgency following last year's collapse of FTX. Quote, recent events have confirmed the urgent need for imposing rules which will better protect Europeans who have invested in these assets and prevent the misuse of crypto industry for the purposes of money laundering and financing of redacted, says Swedish Finance Minister Elisabeth Svantesson, whose country holds the EU presidency. The rules, expected to be rolled out next year, mandate that companies get a license if they wish to continue, trade and safeguard crypto assets, tokenized assets, and stablecoins in the EU. The EU Parliament approved the crypto licensing framework, marketing crypto assets, April 20th in a 517 to 38 vote. Quote, this puts the EU at the forefront of the token economy. I wouldn't say that, but it's a step forward for sure. So says Stefan Berger, lead MEP for the MiCA rules, said at that time. Quote, consumers will be protected against deception and fraud. And the sector that was damaged by the FTX collapse can regain trust. Now that's interesting. That's powerful. Okay. And that's talking about utility coins, utility coin companies, bank coin companies. And this is outright utility coin companies as well, like Cardano or such, VeChain, ones that are legitimate. It says MiCA's text said one of its, quote, priority areas is to make sure that the EU financial services regulatory framework is, quote, innovation friendly and does not pose obstacles to the application of new technologies, unquote. Going on to say that its goal is to outfit Europe for the digital age and to build a quote, future ready economy that works. Okay, so Europe is getting ready for the new financial system. Right? We will see what happens in 2024 when everything rolls out. We need the rest of the world to hurry up, roll these regulations out. They're standing in the way of everything that could possibly happen. You know, we have to get past that first. So now let's go here to another article. So this article here is from finance.yahoo.com and it's titled, Tokenization is Changing the World. From finance to art. All right, let's read this little tidbit here. It says, for years, industry leaders, skeptics, and enthusiasts alike have questioned if blockchain would ever be adopted by mainstream institutions. And if so, when? Well, that day has come and passed. So the blockchain technologies are now playing a vital role across industries. And see, let me pause. See, and then when individuals talk like that, I feel like they're settling. Like, well, what has happened already is good enough. No, it's not good enough. We're nowhere near where we need to be. They're still struggling to roll out regulations. How could there be true mass adoption if there's not even clear regulations yet? I mean, Europe is coming upon some, but that's in 2024, right? So it says, let's continue on here. It says, blockchain technologies are now playing a vital role across industries. They will. They're positioning themselves to do such a thing, but it hasn't been actuated just yet. For example, XDC, Zenfin, they're a part of a very, very big governmental panel, right? Of like banks, like supervisory entity type thing. They're a part of that. And they're walking arm in arm with all of these different banks, right? All these big, powerful financial institutions. You can look that up for yourself. But what has happened with that so far? Nothing has been actuated just yet. Just setting up infrastructures and, going over the fine details and waiting for regulations. And if that was actuated, you'd see that XDC price fly, is what I'm saying. You haven't seen that because it hasn't been actuated. It says asset tokenization is in the process in which a digital representation of an asset is created on a blockchain and used to verify and track the authenticity and ownership of the ownership history of the asset. This technology can be applied to virtually any asset, including securities, real estate, art, and much more. The tokenization is going to bring trillions, right? And the bank coins are the most well-positioned to move that capital safely. They're respected, all right? The value of tokenization and the application of the trustless and efficient record-keeping abilities of blockchain to any asset in the physical world. Tokenization is already making waves in mainstream circles, with financial powerhouses like BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, and JP Morgan all implementing blockchain technology into their operations in a variety of interesting and innovative ways, which is one of the reasons that we've been held back, which I'm pretty sure was to give all of these legacy system actors a chance to position themselves and get in so they're not left behind. You get what I'm saying? All right, so now look, tokenization is going to be the tokenization of all things. Everything will be tokenized. The value of everything will be movable. That's what I'm looking at here, not partial tokenization. And they haven't been tokenizing everything exactly. When that happens, that'll be when regulations roll out. There's clarity, and everyone can really do what it is that they fully are designed to do, as far as the companies, the blockchains, Hashgraph, etc. So now let's move on here. All right, so we're going to close out here with a little bit of platinum news. All right, a little bit of platinum news. I usually cover gold and we cover silver every once in a while. Let's do a little bit of platinum today. All right. It says platinum demand predicted to surge this year, leaving a near 1 million ounce deficit. Oh, I have some interesting things to cover about platinum coming up, right? It says global demand for platinum will see a 28% uptick this year compared to last, while supply will decrease 1% year on year. Here's a little thing that I don't know if they talk about this in this article, but I'm going to tell you. Some of the miners for platinum, they're having some problems. So as rare as platinum is, it's going to become a little bit rarer. Hence these types of predictions here. So platinum, there's other stuff, but I'll cover that another time. Platinum was priced at roughly $1,070 per troy ounce on Monday morning, having reached a multi-year high of around $1,130 in April. It says a previously anticipated platinum shortage will be worse than expected this year. I wonder why. Thanks to increased demand, particularly from the industrial sector. According to the World Platinum Investment Council, that's not the only reason. I told you. Gold, global, I said gold. Oh, I got gold on my mind. Oh my word. Global demand for platinum will see a 28% uptick. We read that. They're just reiterating there. The platinum deficit for 2023 will be around 983,000 ounces. The WPIC report said, which is a 77% upward revision. Industrial demand, particularly in chemical and glass production in China, is looking to be the strongest on record, the report estimates. Strong demand also continues for platinum in the auto sector. Oh, no, they telling. I wanted to talk about this in a future video. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, CNBC, you're telling. Oh, well, let's go over it. Strong demand also continues in the auto sector. Why? Why? Oh. Oh, Platinum, come here and give me a hug, Platinum. Let's continue on here. It says strong demand also continues in the auto sector as platinum becomes increasingly common replacement for pricey palladium in catalytic converters. Uh-oh. Is it okay? So it says okay, then it goes over platinum's price once again. All right. So it says investors took a real shine to the precious metal in the first quarter of 2023. Listen, a lot of people as harsh economic circumstances continue, and I think they're going to grow. With I think we've been in a light depression. I've said that many times, but we could be going into a much more severe depression. That maybe I'm wrong, but this is where it looks like things are heading. There's so many things wrong in the West. And if that does occur, then people are going to continue to retreat to silver, gold, and platinum. And that's why everything was up. All the metals are up. And people are going to continue to do that. And now they're starting to learn and see and experience, how easy it is to buy commodities like gold, silver, and platinum and then liquidate. And they're starting to see how good they are as stores of value. And they'll be back. It says with the bar and coin investment jumping 71% compared to the same period last year. The 102,000 ounces worth of investment is the highest total since the third quarter of 2021, aided by renewed strength in Japanese demand, the WPIC reported. My apologies, I had a little air in my chest here. The uncertain global economic environment, inflationary headwinds, and the energy crisis provide a challenging macroeconomic backdrop for the platinum sector, the council's CEO, Trevor Raymond, said in the report. But the likelihood for the precious metal to drop in value is low. Everything has just a tiny little bit of volatility, but like with gold, silver, and platinum, that's not something to ever really worry about. You watch the charts, get in at a low. I always say that, get in everything at a low, and then, it holds that value pretty good. And then if you have certain catalysts, then it can go up. It says, quote, importantly, the core drivers of platinum's expected 28% demand growth in 2023 are areas where the downside risks are well protected. Unquote, Raymond said, quote, these include the ongoing platinum for palladium substitution in automotive applications and already committed glass and chemical capacity additions in China, both supported by increasing investment demand. All right, so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.